I believe in that programming languages it includes C, C++, Java, .NET, like that. So due to some drawbacks of procedural oriented programming language, object oriented programming language come into existence. The definition, the class definition. What is this class definition? It is a process of naming a class and data variables and interface operation of the class. If you are using a keyword, what is the keyword? Keyword has a predefined meaning to the compiler. Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the interesting chapter of your second PUC Computer Science, that is Classes and Objects. Myself Rohini TS, Computer Science faculty, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysore. So in this session, I will be discussing a chapter called Classes and Objects. So we'll see what is the marks weightage for this chapter. So in this chapter, you will be getting total 6 marks. 1 marks, 1 question will be there. Then 5 mark 1 question will be there. Total you are going to get 6 marks from this chapter. In the question paper, the question number 4 will be from the chapter 7, that is Classes and Objects. And the question number 31, which is in the 5 marks question, that will be from the chapter Classes and Objects. So that you are going to get totally 6 marks from this chapter. Then what are all the contents that you are going to learn in this chapter? We'll see now. So, in this chapter, you are going to understand the concept of classes and objects. So, what do you mean by class and what are all the objects? How we are going to implement this classes and objects concepts, and then we are going to learn about definition and declaration of a classes and objects. How we are going to declare and how we are going to define the classes and objects. After that, we are going to learn with access specifiers. So, mainly access specifier used to hide the data or to provide a security for the data. With the help of this access specifier, how we are going to give the data protection. And then members of the class, then member function, after that array of objects. So these are all the complete content that you are going to learn from this chapter, classes and objects. So by this session, I will be discussing regarding definition and declaration of a classes and objects, later on access specifiers. Yes, before getting into this chapter discussion, I just wanted you to remember or recall any 5 programming languages. So let me give you a 5 seconds. You just recall or remember any 5 programming languages. I think you got the answer. I believe in that programming languages it includes C, C++, Java, .NET, like that. Yes, let me tell you one thing. C and C++ belongs to different categories or different methodology, right? So C belongs to what? Procedural oriented programming language, and the C+ belongs to object oriented programming languages. So why I'm saying all these things? There are several advantages and disadvantages in both of the programming methodologies, right? So C belongs to what? Procedural oriented programming language. C++ belongs to object oriented programming languages, right? There will be no security for the data in C, but we have a security for the data in C++. So here you can see the several difference or several benefits and demerits of each of the programming methodologies, that is procedural oriented programming languages and object oriented programming languages. So due to some drawbacks of procedural oriented programming language, object oriented programming language come into existence. Okay, so that C++ comes into the picture, or any of the object oriented programming languages methodology come into existence. So now you just recall what are all the basic concept of object oriented programming. What it includes? It includes objects, classes, data encapsulation, data abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing, dynamic binding, right? So among those the basic concept, in this session I will be discussing regarding classes and objects. So these classes and objects are one of the important basic concept of object-oriented programming language, right? So before getting into the discussion of the basic concept of a classes and objects, let me discuss some key points, that is data and information here. So what you mean by data and what you mean by information? Both are differs, right? So data is nothing but what? It is a raw fact that needs to be processed, and this data can be anything. It can be a numbers or a alphabets, any of the images, videos, it can be anything that needs to be processed. But what you mean by this information? Once the data get processed, then that we call as a information. So information is nothing but what? Processed data. That is information. Let me take one example. Here I have one image that needs to be processed. That means I need to apply some filters to the raw image. So that raw image is nothing but what? Data. What is the process here? I am going to apply some filters to that particular image. That is processing. After processing, what I am going to get? That is information. That filtered applied on that raw image that leads me to the image which gives me more information. That is nothing but what? Information, right? So, and just recall how to declare a variable. What is the syntax in order to declare a variable? First we need to specify the data type, then variable name, right? Let me take one example. Int b. So what do you mean by this? Here I am declaring a variable b of the data type integer. That means what? This b has a capability to hold the data of type integer. That is nothing but int b. What if it is float g? What if it is float g? That means this g will going to have a data of the type float. That is nothing but what? It can have both whole numbers along with a fractional part. Okay. So this is regarding what? Predefined data type. Just recall the data types in your first PUC. There we have what? Fundamental data types, user defined data types, after that derived data type. And each type of data types will use for the particular purpose, right? So predefined data type or fundamental data type in the sense what? That has a predefined meaning. If it is int a, that means that a will going to hold only the type of data integer. If it is float, then it will going to include the data of a floating point values. Okay. So, but what if I want to define, or what if I want to declare a variable of my own type? At that time, we are going to use a concept called class. Okay. So, class is nothing but what? Class is a user defined data type. So, as I want, I can declare the data as of my own requirement. So, that we require a concept called class. Okay. So here you can see that what you mean by class. Anyway, you are going to get one question, that is 1 mark, one question from this chapter. For that, what you mean by class is important for 1 marks question. What is class? That is important for 1 marks question. Okay. So what is class here? It is a collection of an objects. Already we had a discussion regarding what? Basic concept of OOPS. What is that objects means? Object is an instance of a class. That is a real world entity or basic block of a object oriented programming languages, right? It can be a collection of objects. A particular class can have n number of objects, right? That means what? It has identical properties. That properties are nothing but its attributes. And then common behaviors and shared relationship. So class is nothing but a collection of objects and that has a identical properties or a characteristics. Okay. If I consider a fan as an object, then what are all its characteristics or what are all its identical behaviors? So characteristics includes that has a color and the size of the pen and manufacturer of the pen. Those are all the characteristics or attributes of that particular fan. Okay. And it has wings and it has color. Those are all the characteristics. Then what are all the functions or operation that can be performed on that object? That is, it can swing, it can rotate, we can accelerate or we can slow down. right? And we can turn on, turn off. Those are all the operations which can be performed on that data. Okay, so in the same way, class is nothing but what? It is a collection of, or it will going to bind a data members and related function together. That is known as what? Class. So class is mainly a user defined data type. That you have to remember. Class is nothing but what? It is an user defined data type. So based on my requirement, I can define this class. That class comprises of what? Data members and member function. Okay, so we'll see what you mean by this data member and member function. So here you can see the how to declare and how to define the class. Okay, so here you can see an image. So here a class is nothing but car. So this car class comprises of set of objects. So here I have 3 objects, 1, 2, 3. And each car object has its own characteristics and behavior. Okay, so if I consider objects 1 or object 1, that object has its own properties. So what are all it includes? It has its color and it has its manufacturer or brand and it has its group or it has some cost like that. That I can consider that as what? Attributes or a properties. Okay. In the same way for the object 2 and object 3. By all these objects characteristics, I am going to bind together. Okay, I am going to bind the data and functions together. Function in the sense what are all the functions that this car can perform? So it can move forward, it can reverse, it can stop and it can start the working, right? So those are all the operations which I can apply on the properties of this particular object. Okay, so coming to the declaration and definition of a class, this is very, very important question for 5 marks. 5 marks important question, that is explain declaration and definition of a classes and objects with syntax and example. Okay, so here you just need to remember class declaration is different and class definition is different. Okay, both are not same. You just remember declaration is different and definition is different. Okay, so now we'll see what are all the points that you need to remember while writing an answer for this class definition and declaration. Okay, so coming to this topic, declaration and definition of a classes and objects. So here the definition, the class definition. What is this class definition? It is a process of naming a class and data variables and interface operation of the class. Here you need to remember 2 things. What is data member and what is member function. Anyway, this class is nothing but what? It will going to bind the data member and member function, right? For that, you need to remember what you mean by data member and what you mean by member function. So here class definition in the sense, there we are going to name a class. For particular class, there must be some name in order to identify that as a class in our program. So that it is a naming of a class and I am going to use data variables. That is nothing but what? Data, members and interface. Interface is nothing but member function. Okay. So, and the interface of a particular class. That is nothing but what? Class definition. Okay. After that, you need to remember what is class data members and member function. So, what is data member and what is member function is important for 1 marks question. You can expect this question for 1 marks. What is data member and what is member function? So here class definition is nothing but what? We are going to name a class and we are going to declare or we are going to specify the data members and member function of a particular class. Then what is this class declaration? So this class declaration will going to specify the representation of a class objects. Because a class comprises of n number of objects. If I want to create 10 objects for a particular class, then it permits. If I want to create 100 of objects for a particular class, then also it permits. Okay. So this class declaration will going to specify the representation of an object of a class and set of operations that can be applied to such objects. Okay, I am going to discuss it in the further slides. And then coming to the important point, that is data member and member function. What I can call that as a data member or member function? The variable which is declared inside the class is known as what? Data members. Okay, keep it in mind. The variables which is declared inside the class is known as data member. Okay, in the same way, a function which is declared inside the class is known as what? Member function. Class comprises of what? Data members and member function. Member function is nothing but what? A functions which is declared inside the class. In the same way, the data variables which is declared inside the class is known as what? Data members. That is important for 1 marks question. Anyway, this object-oriented programming languages provide a data security and data hiding is also there. Okay, so for that we have an access control specifier for a classes. Okay, I will be discussing regarding this access specifier in a coming slides. And then we have a class tag name. For example, if I am creating particular class, in the sense there must be some name for the class, so that I can use that name in order to recall or in order to recognize that class in our program. Okay, so while coming to this declaration and definition of a classes, declaration is different and definition is different. So declaration, in the sense at that time I am going to represent objects which is reside in a particular class and what are all the functions that I can apply to particular object. And coming to the definition, there I am going to declare or I am going to specify the class name and data members and member function of a particular class. Okay, here you can see that the definition and declaration of a class indicates the following. So what are all the things that I need to remember while declaring and defining the class? So here you can see that it comprises of data members and member function. I don't want to repeat it again. That is, data members are the members or variable which is inside the class, and the member functions are the functions which is resides inside the class. And we have a access control. After that, I am going to use the class name. Okay. Coming to the definition and declaration of a class's syntax. So here you have to follow a syntax, that is a standard. For this, here we have a class keyword. After that, user defined name. As I told earlier, there must be some name for the class, right? So in order to identify that class in our program, there must be some name for the class. So we need to use this user defined name, and you have to remember this class is a keyword. What do you mean by keyword? Keyword is nothing but that has a predefined meaning to the compiler. I am using a class data type here, that is user defined data type, and I need to specify the name for a class, that is user defined name, and you can see the opening flower brace and closing flower brace here. So this is pair of flower brackets indicates a scope of a class, and it will going to binds the data members and member functions of a class. So this opening flower brace indicates the opening of a class scope, and this closing flower brace along with a semicolon indicates the closing of a class. So that you have to remember. So as I told, this class comprises of what? Data members and member functions. Okay. So and we can use this private, public and protected. Anyway, this object-oriented programming mainly used to specify or to provide a data security by providing the access specifier method. So this access specifier comprises of what? Private, public and protected. So based on our requirement or based on the type of our requirement, we can use this private, public and protected access specifier. Okay, so you need to specify the access specifier name, then colon. After that, mention the data members and member functions for a particular type of access specifier. Is there any rule to use the same methodologies or same order? No. Okay, you can use public first or you can use the protected first. We can rearrange it or we can reorder it. There is no rules for to maintain the same order like private, public or protected or public, private, protected like that. So based on the requirements of a user, we can use any of the access specifier first. So that particular access specifier will going to have a data members and member function. Already we know what do you mean by data members and member functions. Once you are done with that declaration, then we need to use semicolon. That indicates a termination of a statement. After that, here you can see or you can observe that this class is going to end with closing of the flower brace along with a semicolon. So this indicates a closing of a class. Okay, simple flower braces or a group of flower braces will also use to end the scope of a block of a programming. But if I want to close the scope of a class, at that time I need to specify a semicolon after the flower brace. That you have to keep it in mind. Okay. So these are all the key points that I have discussed in the previous slide, that is regarding syntax of a declaration and definition of a classes. So your class is a keyword and user defined name is the name of a class, and that comprises of data members and member function along with the access specifier. Public, private and protected are the three access specifier that I am going to discuss later, and then we need to specify the class name. And class comprises of what? Opening and closing of the flower brace along with a semicolon. So let me show you one example regarding this declaration and definition. So based on the syntax, you have to write an example. That syntax and that example must match. Okay. What was the first word that we had in that syntax? Keyword class. So this defines we are using a class data type, that is a class user defined data type. And what is the class name here? Account. And you have to give a name to a class which is similar to the operation that it going to perform. For example, if I am creating a student in the class, then there must be a information regarding the students and the operation which is performed by the student. In the same way, if I am using or if I am creating a class called account, then this account must includes the details regarding the bank account or any of the account. Okay, so let me explain this example. Class is a keyword here. Sorry, what is the class name? Account. And class comprises of what? Opening and closing of the flower braces. So this indicates opening of the class scope, and here I am using a private access specifier along with a colon. And what are all the data members that I am using? So this account class consists of account number, that is of the data type integer. Then name of an account. So whether account holder name will be given here, and the data type is char. Char name of 20. That means what? Up to 20 character I can give the name of a account holder. Then char account type 4. Whether it is saving account, current account, that I need to specify. That will be in the character, so that I am going to use a data type char. And I am taking one more data members, that is balance amount. So that can be either integer or float. For my convenience, I am taking the data type as integer. Okay. It will also holds good if you take float as a data type for that amount balance or balance amount. Okay. So this is regarding data member. Data members of a class called account. Then what are all the member functions that I am using here? Get data and then display data. So these two are the member functions that I am using in this particular class called account. Okay. So what is this access specifier I am using? Public colon. Okay. So and this specifies the closing of a class scope, that ends the closing or that ends the scope of a class called account. Okay. So consider this account as a class, and that comprises of data members and member functions. What are the variables that I have declared in this class? That is account number, name and account type, and then balance amount. These are all the data members. Then what are all the member functions or operations? That there I have declared or I have used this get data and display data. Okay. So this is an example. In order to write the definition and declaration of a classes, you need to follow these points. Okay. So you need to specify what is declaration, what is definition, what is data member, what is member function, what are all the access specifier that we are going to use. So we'll start the next topic, that is access specifiers. So what is this accessing means? Accessing means what? Fetching some details or adding some details or removing some details. That means what? Accessing of the data. So why we require this access specifier? Anyway, this object oriented programming will going to provide a security for the data with the help of 3 access specifiers, that is public, private and protected. Okay, so access specifiers mainly will going to specifies the 3 levels of protection, 3 levels of access protection in order to hide the data, and it will going to act as a interface. Okay, so it will going to act as an interface that provide a data security for the data members as well as the member function of a class. So they help in controlling the access of data members, and this also defines the scope of a data. Okay, if it is public, then who are all can access. If it is private, then who are all can access. If it is protected, then what are all the privileges given to the people or who are all can access that kind of data. Okay, so public, private and protected are the 3 access specifier that we are going to use in C++. Now let me take one example, that is real-time example. With this real-time example, I am sure you are going to learn or you are going to remember this access specifier concept definitely. Okay, so let me take a Facebook, which is of your wish, that is Facebook, or else you can also take any of the social media of your interest. So by this context, I am taking Facebook. What if I want to upload any status to the Facebook? There will be 4 privileges, right? So what is the first one? That is, I can give to the public or else only me. What is the third option? Friends of friends. Okay, and last one is of friends. Okay, remember the concept. Now I just want to upload or I just want to upload any images or status to my Facebook account. There will be 4 privileges that includes what? Public and only me and friends of friends, at last friends. So let me discuss this public. If I give or if I upload a status with a public, then who are all able to access this data or who are all able to see this image? Can you just recall or can you just remember who are all can access? The people, one who are in the Facebook or those who are not even in the Facebook, they can also access. That means those who are all the internet and those who are using the Facebook, they are all able to access my status. That is nothing but what? Public. There is no restriction over the data. Anyone can access, right? So what if it is only me? If I upload the status and I am going to give the privilege like only me. Who all can access? Only me. Except me, no one can see that status. So this is nothing but what? Private access specifier. And this is public. Okay. And what is this friends of friends? If I give the access like friends of friends, then who all can see the status of mine? My friends along with their friends. That is nothing but protected. That is protected access specifier. By default, it will be friends. By default, it will be friends. That is also a private. Okay. If it is public in the sense anyone in the internet or anyone in the Facebook can access my data or see my status. Okay, so if it is only me, except me, no one can access. That is private. What? If it is friends of friends, my friends can also watch my status and their friends also can see my status. That is protected mode. Okay, so by default, what it will going to take? Friends. That will be the default access specifier mode. Okay, so I hope you all understood with this example. Now let me get into this private access specifier. So private is nothing but, remember, only me. Okay, but you are not supposed to write that example in your examination. Okay, so coming to this private access specifier, only it can be accessed by a class member functions or a friend function. What is the default access specifier? That is private. Who all can access this private data or friend? That is private. So that this private access means members data, that is data member which can be accessed only by the class member. If it is private in the sense who all can access, only the privileged person or a members which is belong to a particular class. Anyway, we know that class comprises of data members and member function. If the data member is in private, then the member function of that particular class can access. So coming to this example, here what are all the private data members? Account name, number, account type and balance amount. Or what are all the member functions here? Get data and display data of a particular class called account. This get data and display data can have a access toward this private data members of a class called account. That is related to this private access specifiers, and data members or a member functions declared in private cannot be accessed by the outside of a class. That you need to remember. It cannot be accessed by the outside of a class. Okay, so here get data and display data can access the private data members of a class called account, but any other external or a which outside the class, that cannot be accessed the private data. Okay, so and you need to remember this question for Viva, that is by default data members of a class will be private itself. Okay, if I am not going to specify the access specifier in my program, by default it will going to take private as a access specifier. That means it will be accessed only within the class and it cannot be accessed outside the class. Here you can see the example private and colon, that indicates we have some data members and member function in a particular access specifier. Here I am taking two variables, int x and float y. So these two values can be accessed only by the member function of this particular class. Okay, it's regarding private. Then what if it is comes under public? Public access specifier, that means we can access or any of the data members and member function which is declared with a public access specifier, that can be accessed even within or outside the class, or even another program data members and member function can also access this public. Okay, so there is no security for this kind of data. Anyone can access public data members and member function. Okay, so public access means members of a data or data members and member function of a class can access any function, whether it can be inside the class or outside the class. Okay, anyone can access this public access specifier, and this public access specifier also acts as interface in order to access the private and protected members of a class. So coming to the example, if it is declared in public, then int x and this float y can be accessed by even outside members of a class. Okay, it's regarding public access specifier. And coming to the protected, just remember or recall that example. What if it is protected? Then my friends and friends of friends can access the data, right? So that friend function, that also include in this private protected access specifier. Okay, I'm going to discuss that friend function in the coming sessions. So coming to this protected access specifier, which are declared protected. So overall can access these protected members and data members of the particular class. So this can be accessed by member functions and friend of the class, and also the member function derived from this class. Okay, so there will be a base class and derived class. Base class and derived class, that also I am going to discuss in a further session. The derived class can also access this kind of protected data members and member function, and the members of a particular class can also access the protected data members, and friend, with the help of friend function also I can access the protected data members and member function. Okay, the members cannot be accessed by the outside of the class. So these protected members can only be accessed by the members of a class which is inside the class, and then by the help of friend function, and which is derived from this particular class. So there are three privileges in order to access the protected members, but I cannot access these protected members by the outside of a class. Okay, that is also one of the important point. And this protected access specifier is similar to private itself. So for example, regarding that context or example, if it is protected in the sense only friends and friends of friends, if it is friends, that is related to what? Private data itself. So that this protected is also similar to private data access specifier. Okay, so coming to the access specifier, there are three modes: private, public and protected, and you have to concentrate regarding the privileges, or those are all the people, or those are all the data members and member function which can access a particular type of data, that you have to remember. So you can see the one complete example here. It will comprises of today's sessions. So here I am taking a class keyword, that is a keyword class, and that indicates we are using a class, and this date is a name of a class, and this class comprises of what? Data members and member function. This indicates a brackets, that is flower brace indicates what? Opening of the class. And what is the access specifier I am using? Private. Okay, so colon, and what are all the data members that I am using? Date, month and year. Day, month, year are the data members of the type integer. That means this day can hold the data of type integer, in the same way month and year. Okay, it is of the access specifier private. And who all can access the private? Only the members of this class. Members is nothing but what? Member function of this class. Then what are all the member function of this class? Input date and display date. These two are the member function of the class of the access specifier public. Okay, if it is comes under public, this input date and display date can be accessed inside the class, even from the outside the class. That means whatever the data is there in the input date and display date, that data can be accessed by the outside the class members and even within the class members. Okay, but if I want to access this private data members, that can be happened only by this member functions which is resides in a particular class. Okay, and this indicates the closing of a class along with a semicolon. If you did not mention this semicolon, that consider that as a block of code. It won't consider that as a class. So be careful while regarding this closing of a class. So this indicates the scope of a class. Okay, so this is one of the example which comprises today's session, that is declaration and definition of a classes along with the access specifier. So it's all about today's session. By the next session, I will be discussing what are all the members of the class and what do you mean by member function, how can we access those member function and everything. Okay, it's all about today's sessions. I will meet you in the next session. Until that, keep learning, keep on growing. Thank you.